Let's see. Oh, here we go.
There
Here
we
we
go.
go. Here we go.
All right. You want
User
to test your
error.
test you want to test
User
your
error.
screen, make sure it's sharing.
Yes, let me make sure. Let me get over there. Let me shut off all my other stuff that I'm working on to make sure I have max. Let's shut off this whole page. There we go. All right, that's good. And then let me share my screen. Oh, wait, not this one. Let's see. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Wait, are you muted? I
Me?
saw your mouth move. Oh, no, you're not muted.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
All right, let me know when you're good on your side.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I gotta make sure my
Okay.
presentation. Uh, I think it's the right one I want to share. There's another one I kind of want to share with a video. There's a one with the new video, Sandals video.
If you got a sound too, don't forget to share sound. You know how when you
Oh
go
my
in.
God, let me tell you, I've been there before. That is rough. It's it is rough. Let me see here. I think this is the one. Yes. Okay. Perfect. 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 Shut off every other one. And yeah, let me shut this one off too as well. And then let me share my screen. And here we go. Share sound. You know, I seriously don't know why they have to have that little button share sound. That makes no sense.
I
Hey,
don't know.
buddy. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, boss. Whenever you're ready.
All right, I think we are recording now. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Monday webinar. So, today we have no other than Mr. Mark Harvey, our amazing BDM for Sandals and Beaches Resort. Thank you so much for this webinar today, Mark. Listen, I cannot wait to hear and see all of the updates that Sandals and Beaches has for us. So, listen, the floor is all yours. Take it away.
Tyra, it really gives me an incredible amount of pleasure to meet Anita and Chastity and Teresa and Tonise. Hello, Tonise. Tomiko, how are you? Welcome. I'm really glad that you've chosen to join me. Today, I'm going to talk about sandals. But even before I start talking about sandals, I want you to know why I'm here. I truly want you to know why I'm here. So I want you to save up all your questions. And then at the end, I'm going to open up the floor. I'm not going to talk about all the resorts today because it really is today's mission is to help you to figure out how to start selling sandals. So if you've been selling sandals for a while, good for you. This might not be, you might be able to pick up a few nuggets here or there, but this is not your presentation. This presentation is truly if you've never sold sandals before, and I have these methods that I use personally use in terms of when I'm telling people about sandals to get them interested, them to perk up, but also what I've seen other travel advisors use. So as I go through the presentation, I will kind of guide you in terms of how to wrap your brain around, 19 resorts on 9 islands. It's not so easy, right? And they're not the same. None two are the same, but they're similar. And so what you'll see me say is to help you to divide them up into groups, right? So that when you're doing your training at Sandals, you make sure you go to the Sandals portal and you go to the top left, look for online training. When you do your online training, as you do your training, you'll quickly realize, I see what Mark is saying. This is how I can describe these resorts, these islands, and even more importantly, is how to match the resort with your client. Ready? All right, so let me get straight into it. I like to just talk, ride and whistle. So let me play this beautiful video that we made for you for 2025.
When people look at us, they might just see an all-inclusive beach resort. But take a closer look, and you'll see we're so much more. Everything we do, from the design of our properties to the moments we create, is born from our deep connection with these islands. And with our people, the heartbeat of Sandals. Champions of the Caribbean, ambassadors of its heritage, drivers of its future. We are made of Caribbean, and we're bringing it to the world. Because the world deserves to feel the real Caribbean. The douchey, the liming, the irie. That's what we're made of. And as we build for the future, we're inviting the world to see. There's no better place to experience the Caribbean than at a place founded by a family from the Caribbean. Sandals, made
Yes,
of
it is.
Caribbean.
It's truly made of Caribbean, made by Caribbean people. So I'll start right there. So typically, how you would sell travel is to do one of two things. It's either a pull or a push. As you know, if you're in marketing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not in marketing, I'll explain. So a pull marketing method or acquisition method, how to get new business acquisition, a pull method is where you make something so attractive that your audience will see it and they'll say, "Whoa, I love that post about the waterfalls at Dunn's River." And they'll ask you about it. And you'll tell them, "Yes, it's in Jamaica. It's in the Ocho Rios area. It's all forested. And then it's at the foothills of the Blue Mountain. And that water is coming from clean up in the mountains. You can see your toes in the water. It is so pristine and beautiful. It is the top attraction in Jamaica. And your pictures will look amazing, right? Truly one of the top tourist destinations in the entire world because these are your closest paradise. But let me tell you how you're going to get there. I believe you should stay at Sandals, Dunn's River, or Sandals, Ocho Rios. Yes, Jamaica is right for you, right? So the very first thing you want to do is to set the precedence. Why you think that this place is right for them and a great way of doing that is by saying, Jamaica is one of the top tourist destinations in the world, right? Jamaica is so unique in what we offer, the music, the food, the topography is just hilly and mountainous. But then we have the most beautiful beaches. But most of all, best of all, is the people. They're so warm. Service is what we do. We're good at two things. We're good at a lot of different things, but we're really good at two things. We're good at track and field, as you can tell. And then the second thing we're good at is hospitality. So you set the precedence, right? Tell them that this gentleman here, where is he? Where is my boss? Oh, I took his picture out, but that's okay. His name is Adam Stewart. Adam Stewart is the son of Gordon Butch Stewart. Gordon Butch Stewart started Sandals, right, in 1981. He didn't know anything about hospitality. But I can tell you, it is because of the love of travel advisors that we are where we are today. If without travel advisors, we wouldn't exist. Matter of fact, today, over 55% of all the business that comes into Sandals comes from travel advisors. So I am telling you that we're here for you. We're here for you in so many different ways, right? And I'll describe it throughout the experience. But here is where you start. So first you set the precedence. You say, guys, these are among the best in the world. Since 1981, they've been around. And for the last 26 years, they've been the #1 all-inclusive company in the entire world. And these are your closest paradise. So you set the precedence like that, right? You say TripAdvisor, travel, Travi Awards, World Global, World Travel Forum. They all recognize Sandals as the best all-inclusive in the world for so many years, right? And then you say, guys, the money that I'm about to tell you, the cost of your trip is total. It is total. As a matter of fact, you can tell them exactly what any additional cost would go towards. And there's two things, right? Number one, if you are going to use the spa and you're going to get someone to touch you, oh boy, you got to pay for that, right? You got to pay for that. And number two, if you're going to leave the resort and do something fun outside of the resort, you're going to use our company. We call it Island Routes, and you can absolutely go anywhere, do anything, anything bespoke, anything amazing, but you're going to have to pay for that. Now, what's included? Here it is right here, where you sleep, right? It is upgraded, uplifted. It is fantastic. Luxury accommodation. And I'll show you some in a minute. When we talk about playing, we talk about the things that you do in the water or out of the water. So if you're a diver, we're going to give you, and you're certified. If you're not certified, you can do the certification there on resort. If you're not certified, we're going to give you 2 tanks a day and you're going to be able to go diving, right? If you're a snorkeler, absolutely, it's 3 times a day. Any water sport on the beach, you can just grab it and go, right? All right. On land, if you're a golfer, we have 2 of the best golf courses in the Caribbean. It is included, right? Anything, pickleball. We are the nation, we are actually the very first resort that is an official pickleball resort by USA Pickleballs. So if you are looking at organizing pickleball group, there's one resort that has 12 dedicated pickleball courts, right? Huge. Talk about dining. Yeah, man. Boy, we truly are, an expert at dining. I actually want to show you some of these rooms as I go through it. So I'll get to dining in a minute. The one to the top left is your rondavel. The one to the top right, those are your overwater bungalows. The one on your bottom right, that is your sky pool. Guys, 4th floor, 3rd floor. You get off your bed, open your balcony door, and there's a pool, a private pool on your 3rd or your 4th floor, right? Let me show you some more. The one over to your left, yep, your left, top left, that is a swim up over in Sandals Royal Curacao, right? Most suites at Sandals have a tranquility tub on the balcony. You know why? Because your clients want that. They deserve that. When you talk about dining, yeah, man. Every single resort has between 9 and 12. And actually, some even have, like Sandals Ocherias, has 16 dining concepts. Beaches, Turks and Caicos, 24 dining concepts. But most of the resort, because the size of our resorts are about, 250 to about 300. So most will have between 9 and 12 dining options. All farm to table, all amazing. I talked about the different entertaining things that you can do on resort, whether you're a snorkeler, diver, whatever it is that you'd like to do. And if you want to go ahead and leave the resort and have a good time, yeah, man, you're going to use Island Routes. That's our company, so you know it's safe. You know it can be trusted, right? And you're going to do your rafting, and you're going to do your catamaran, sunset catamaran, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, you've set the precedence. You said, guys, it is all included, right? From the moment we pick you up, it's called a welcome. We take you back to the airport, it's called a farewell. It is included, right? So you, dear clients, don't have to know where you're going because you're going to trust me, your travel advisor. And I'm going to hand you off as guest to the team at Sandals Resort. And these are the best in the business. Now, I'm going to show you how I describe these islands, and then the resorts. What you're looking at is Jamaica. So Jamaica is one of 3 destinations that I call near. N-E-A-R, near. It's near, right? Yeah, man. Use Miami as your epicenter. Use Miami as your epicenter when you're describing it. And you say, guys, you get a choice. And I love that. Because what you want to do is to make the big decision at the end. You want them to make smaller decisions early. So you go, tell me, which one of these would you prefer, near or far? And when they say, ooh, near or far, what's near? You say near from Miami. Near is, get ready, Jamaica with 8 resorts, right? Take this one out, Beaches Ocherias. We're closing that for renovation. So it's 8 resorts in Jamaica, right? Then Beaches, Turks and Caicos is in on the island of Turks and Caicos. And then we have one in Nassau, right? It's called Sandals Royal Bahamian, a great extended weekend getaway, right? So those are your near resorts. Near, 2 hours flying from Miami International Airport max. Far are the ones down in the Caribbean, and those are the ones that are on small islands like the Barbados of this world, the Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Vincent, Curacao. Those are very small but fantastic resorts. I love those islands because you feel like when you get there, they're so small that in a week you can do the whole thing. While in the Jamaica and the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, you feel like you can go there for 3 nights, 4 nights and get enough, and just take a little piece of Jamaica, and then you always can go back and you can do the Negril part, which is the western part of Jamaica. You can do the Ocho Rios part or the White House part, right? Or the Montego Bay, which is closest to the airport, right? See what I mean? All right. Now, say your client chose near. All right. We're halfway there. Then I want to introduce a different concept. So you've already gotten them to say near, right? Then the second thing I want you to focus on is the vibe. The vibe, V-I-B-E. Yeah, man. Very important. Because again, this is their vacation, right? So you say, tell me. If I tell you two different types of vibes, which one appeals to you? And you say, the two vibes that I'm going to look at today are the getaway vibe and the hideaway vibe. You see how I just did that? Yeah, man. The getaway or the hideaway. Now, a getaway is a deep cultural immersion. It feels like you are stepping into a Jamaican, well, Caribbean, because there are getaways all over the Caribbean. So you feel like you're stepping into a Jamaican or a Barbadian or a Bajan or a St. Vincent party. It's a deep cultural immersion. It is true cultural awakening. It's a lively experience, right? The moment you're there, you know it. Here, for example, is Sandals Montego Bay. Now, you land at Donald Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, right? Right? MBJ. Within 7 minutes, you are on resort. No joke. I like to say you leave the airport, you go left, left, right into the resort. That is it. 7 minutes. You are on resort and you are greeted by that open lobby, which is the picture to the far left, top left. And it is a huge open lobby. The picture doesn't do it justice because you walk in and you can feel the vibe of the place. When you look straight out back past the lobby bar to the left and you look all the way out back, you're going to see the two catamarans out there from Island Roots. One is called Red Dread and one is called Green Dread. And the wind is just blowing their sail. And then the vibe is, come on, you're in Jamaica. We're going to explore this beautiful island. You are now our guests. That is the vibe you get there. Look at this resort. Fantastic. 2 miles of endless white sand beach close to the airport. That means they can have fun within 7 to 10 minutes of them landing. Oh, look at this. Look at this resort. Then, here's another feature we have at Sandals. If you stay at one, if the second or third resort is close enough, you can go visit. No problem. The bus called the Hop. It runs from early in the morning to late at night. It just keeps going, one every hour, keeps going. No band on your hand. By the way, there's no band on your hand like some cruise ships that we know. No, man. You're on resort, you're a guest. Everything is luxury and everything is available to you. It doesn't matter if you're staying in our very best rooms, which are called Butler Elite. They come with a butler and they're the most best positioned rooms, right? So, your overwater bungalows or Butler Elite suites. But then there's also club level rooms, right? Club levels, some of the swim ups are club level rooms, wonderful rooms. They have access to the club amenities. So therefore you walk into your club sandals and they have special programs such as, personal private catamaran for, not private personal, but catamaran for the group where there's one at Sandals Grand St. Lucian, every 6 o'clock on a Thursday, they do a catamaran bear cruise. You know what I mean? That is included, right? Not all catamaran cruises are included, but that one at Sandals Grand St. Lucian has that beautiful bear cruise. I've been on it. It's a lot of fun, right? But back to Sandals Royal Caribbean. So you're staying at Montego Bay. You can actually jump on the hop on the hop, and then head over to Sandals Royal Caribbean. It's only about another 7, 8 minutes away. But then this resort, my friends, is the exact opposite of this resort. This resort is a hideaway. Yeah, man. Notice how my tone just goes way down. Because this resort is for all the R's: rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, romance. Yeah, man. You go to this resort and you pull up in the lobby. This is how they greet you. Welcome. Welcome to Sandals Royal Caribbean. Did you know that at 4 p.m. we have high tea? Yes, man. You can come and join us for high tea at 4 p.m. That's what you get. You see the difference? Yeah, man. This one is called Sandals South Coast. Now, this one, I gotta tell you, get ready. You land at the airport and you go straight through the middle of the island, all the way up into the mountains and then to the back of the island. This one is southwest, so the sunset is fantastic. You know those clients who they're working on their relationship, they work way too hard and they need time together. Well, what you see here, everything you see here is Sandals South Coast. Everything you see there. There's no other resorts next door. This resort is so massive, sexy Sandals South Coast as we call it, that you have the rondevals in the back, right? We call them the Smurf villages. Those are your rondeval village. You have way over on the left side there. Those are your overwater bungalows. Past your overwater bungalows, that is your natural preserve. So there's nothing built over there. This is not a Photoshop. This is actually what it looks like, right? Look at this resort. You have peacocks running around everywhere, right? Guys, this epitomizes luxury. This is it. It doesn't get better than this. Actually, it does. It does. It gets better than this. But you'd have to rent your own villa somewhere in Jamaica with a driver, a cook, a butler. But you know what's the difference? At nights, when they all go home, you're there by yourself, man. No. Instead, you want this. This is what you want. Sandals Negril. Sandals South Coast, Sandals Negril, Sandals South Coast is certainly a hideaway, right? So serene, so chilled. Why, look at this one, Sandals Negril. It's a getaway. It's closest to the beach, right? So you literally are steps away from the beach. It has all the amazing amenities, such as your sky pool there, in your Bamboo Grove building, right? Look at it. Fantastic. One of my favorite places. It's about an hour and a half from the airport. The team there is just hype. You go there, there's a chef there that will greet you if you have, it's like food allergies, and he will take you, in his office, you sit down and you plan out your entire dining experience at any restaurant on resort. And your special requirements will go with you anywhere you go. And the moment you check in, they'll know that you're there. How cool is that? That, my friend, again, epitomizes luxury. Now, let's talk about the bougie one, because we're going right back to our getaways. Remember, getaway, more up-tempo, right? Well, this is Sandals Dunn's River. It's one of the most popular resorts on the island of Jamaica. We only built this about 2-3 years ago. This one is fantastic. Look at that. That's what you're looking at there, your rondeval with it's actually called a Coyoba rondeval, right? So your Coyoba rondeval. By the way, when you arrive at this resort, that picture to the left is your lobby. So that is how you're greeted. By the way, when you go to a Sandals resort and your bus pulls up, the team comes out from all corners and they sing you in. They sing a song to welcome you. Do you know why? Because now you're family. That's what you are now, your family, right? Look at this fantastic resort, 12 dining concepts. Now, if you're staying at Sandals Ochi at nights, you can actually put your name on that list that you want to be transferred over to Sandals Duns River. Yes, you can. And you can go over there and you can eat at Ocarina, or you can go party at Duns Rum Club, which is my favorite place. Now, Sandoz Ochi. Wow, this is one of the big ones, right? 500 rooms. Well, it's big for us. But what you're looking at there are two sides to this resort. The picture to the left is your beach side or your Riviera. Actually, the picture to the bottom right is a part of that same Riviera area. But then the picture to the top right is your mountain side. Picture to the right, mountain side. Picture to the left, Riviera side. You actually have two resorts in one, and you take a bus from one to the other. It's called a hop. The bus actually goes under the main road and back up to the Riviera side or back up to the mountain side. That is cool, right? By the way, this resort, you might ask, is a hideaway and getaway all in one because of how large it is. 500 rooms means you go to the Riviera side, the party is rocking all the time. You go up to the mountain side, it's more serene, right? Now, what you're looking at there is one of my favorite resorts that we offer. It's only 74 rooms, but this one is really special. Every single room faces the ocean. Every single room has a balcony, and you even have beach butlers. Do you know what the beach butler, his or her job is? They're in blue and they don't have any shoes on. You know why? Because when you are in the water, chilling with your partner, and you are not watching the time and you get thirsty, their job is to anticipate your thirst. Yeah, man. So they come into the water with your favorite cocktail or your beer or whatever you're drinking and water, and they'll say, Tyra, I know you're thirsty. It's been 25 minutes since you've been in the water. You're thirsty. Yeah, man. That's how we serve you. That is fantastic. This resort is one of my favorite. Why? Because of how personalized the service here. Do you know that 69% of the people who go to this resort return? 69. You know what that means for you, dear travel advisors? That your recall, your lifetime value of your customer when you send them here goes way up because they're constantly going. You don't have to try to sell them on any other resorts because this is where they want to be, right? All right. So this is Bahamas. Now, Bahamas, as you know, you've been on a million cruises to Bahamas. It's a very flat island. So the next time you go, make sure you get your day pass. It's free for you plus one once it's available. You go over to Sandals Royal Bahamian, you spend the day, you do a resort tour, and you have a good time. Actually, my advice is if you're there, let me see if I can see a picture of it. Yes, here it is. If you're there, what I want you to do is to head over to Castaway Cay. Uh, ca- uh, Sandals, Castaway Cay. Yep, Sandals, Castaway Cay. You can head over there. It is our little island, a little private island. What you see now, the trees, they're way thicker, way more grown in. It has all these cabanas, has a great restaurant called Aurelia House, has a pool and a fantastic bar. Matter of fact, on the back end of the island is where I like to go because that beach is completely pristine. It is just perfect sand. And that's where you're going to spend all day chilling until the time for you to go back on the boat. So that is Sandals Royal Bahamian. It is a easy getaway. If you live in Florida, you should be sending your clients there on the extended weekends, right? Go find good rates for them on the TA portal. Look for day pass. Click on the day pass. You'll see book rooms that you can book up to 3 weeks in advance. You can get rates here really reasonably priced. Send them for 3 nights. I like to say it's either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, come back Tuesday, 4 nights, or it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they're flying home on Friday. Easy peasy, $338. You can fly return on Bahamas Air to this island and back. Come on. Give them a taste of Sandals, right? Fantastic resort. Now, St. Lucia. Whew. St. Lucia has how many? 1, 2, 3 Sandals resorts, right? Now, St. Lucia is one of the far ones. How far? 3.5 hours flying from Miami. Actually, if you fly to Barbados, it's a little over 4 hours. So that's the furthest one in the far category, right? But look at this. Look at this island, by the way. This island is we call it the Hawaii of the Caribbean because of how mountainous and beautiful and verdant it is. The very first resort I'm going to show you is one of my favorite there on resorts. And the reason why is I like space. I like big resorts, right? Only 300, a little over 300 rooms, but 200 acres of land. So everywhere you see in that picture to the left is a part of your resort. Yeah, man. Look at that. Everywhere. Wow. Right? What the picture to the bottom left that you're looking at, that is called a millionaire suite. So on your balcony, you have a personalized tub, then you have a tranquility tub and a personalized pool, right? Remember, you have a butler. So your party is there on that pool deck does not stop, right? The butler is there from early in the morning to late at night to meet all your needs. All your needs. How cool is that, right? Now, down the road, actually up the road from Sandals um, Regency Latok, you'll find Sandals Grand St. Lucian. Now, this is honeymoon central like you've never believed. Why? Well, look at it. Look at that. Look at that. That is fantastic, right? Overwater bungalows, the views as the sun is setting. It just does not get any better than this. So if you have clients that are thinking about getting married, I would highly recommend Ochi, Sandals Ochi. I would highly recommend Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. But then you also want to put Sandals Grand St. Lucian. During the summer, it's really difficult to get rooms because of the weddings. Yeah, man. And then my third choice is called Sandals Halcyon. Now, this one is certainly a hideaway. Matter of fact, when you arrive and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful, such a beautiful resort, this is how they answer you. Thank you. Thank you very much. When you're leaving and you're calling your husband to, bring the bags down or go grab your knapsack that you left in the room, this is how you do it. Honey, grab the knapsack. Don't forget the knapsack. Why? Because now you're chilled. Now you're Caribbean easy. See that? Yes, man. That's the reason why our clients love our resorts. It extends your lives. Now, this is Grenada, right? Grenada, Sandals Grenada. I want you to know that in 2023, of all the all-inclusive resorts in the world, Sandals Grenada was voted number one. It is truly a difficult resort to get into. But once you get into this resort, only about 4 minutes from the airport, the beaches are, wow, beautiful. The food is exquisite. Why? Because they call it the Spice Island, right? So these people are specific. They are known for being great cooks. And the third thing I want to tell you is this is our test kitchen. So everything that you see here this is where we start all these great ideas. Like, for example, sky pools there, or your sunken living room in the middle of the pool. Yeah, man. That's what you get there at Sandals Grenada. Sandals Antigua is one of my favorites. Reason why is because it's on this pristine length of beach called Dickinson Bay. I walked the beach from one side of the other. I've never seen a beach that beautiful, that far. Actually, matter of fact, there are 365 beaches on this one island, right? Another thing I love about it is that along the front of the beach, there's a boardwalk, but the boardwalk is actually made of concrete. But you know why I love it? I love it because the ladies don't have to take their shoes off in the evening when they're walking along the boardwalk to take their beautiful picture with their hubbies along the boardwalk with the ocean in the background. I love how thoughtful that is. So what you're looking at there is your honeymoon suite. It is your millionaire honeymoon suite with your personalized pool. Yes, man. That island is, if you're ever there, the one excursion that you truly have to do is a catamaran which circumnavigate the island. I love it, love it, love it. I think it's fantastic. What you're looking at here now, Sandals St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is our newest resort. We opened this last year, 2024, and wow. Now, you arrive at Argyle International Airport. You will go in your Sandals bus. This is Sandals transfer, and you start immediately to go into the hills of St. Vincent. In the middle, you're going through the middle of the jungle, the forest. You pass Kingston, you pass Arnasvale. Those are the two little towns there. You're still in the hills. Here's a cool fact about this island. Majority of the homes have a balcony overlooking the ocean. It's the coolest thing to see. And then after you pass Arnos Vale, you start going down into the valley and you go into Buckermint Bay. And when you go into Buckermint Bay, ha, you will find Sandal St. Vincent. Matter of fact, if you're where that over the water chapel is and you look to your left, you'll see why they call it St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because over to your left, you'll see the first of two little teeny islands, and those are called the Grenadines. There are 32 of them. Boquia, Canaloo, right? Mustique. Mustique is where the billionaires live, right? Mick Jagger and company, right? That's where you're going to find them. But this resort, I can tell you, is deserved of your attention. You truly should be sending people to Sandals St. Vincent. It is one of a kind. It truly is just exactly that getaway that your clients are looking for, where they're trying to get away from the United States. They're trying to have a great time. They're going to party all night long. But then there is just the features. Like, for example, over to the left of the picture to the left is where the spa is, or Red Lane Spa. Do you know that the spa was built over a river? Yes, the spa was built over a river. So as you get your massage and you look down, you're looking at the river water flowing under the spa. Yeah, man. How thoughtful the design is. That's what you get, right? All right, this is Curacao, another of my little favorite. I love this one in particular. Summer, let me tell you, I'll tell you the good and the bad. Summer is really hot. So if you are looking for a resort where you just cannot last out there in the middle of the summer heat, this is not for you. But if you are looking for a resort which is spread out, 44 acres, where you need a bicycle from one side or the other, and we have bicycles everywhere, you just hop on one, right up to where you want to go, then jump off that bicycle. This is it. This is called Sandals Royal Curacao. Ah, look at these rooms. Whether it's the Corazon Island Suites or your swim ups, right? Do you know that on this island in particular, we, if you're staying in one of those Corazon Island suites or you're staying in one of those Awa suites, let me see if I can find a picture of an Awa suite. Corazon Island there, Awa, yes. If you look to the picture of your left, those one, two, three, there's actually 8 bungalows to your right. Those are called Our Suites. They have your private infinity pool right in front. So, who was there the other day? The gentleman who did that movie, Stella Got Her Groove Back, did a feature there earlier this year where he was staying on one of those, in one of those Our Suites. Look him up. What's his name? Ty? Anyway, you guys know his name more than me. So, yeah, man. So look him up. That is where he was staying at Sandals Royal Curacao. If you're staying in the Awa Suite or the Corazon Island Suites or some of the swim ups, you will get $250. You're gonna get the keys to the Mini Cooper, and we're gonna give you a list of about 8 restaurants over in Williamstead, and we'll tell you, go, man, leave, get out of the resort, drive. It's about 20 minutes over to Williamstead and go dine in real Caribbean potpourri in terms of the melting pot, right? You're looking at food that is either, Dutch, either Latin because they're so close to Venezuela, or, African Caribbean. Yeah, man, that's what you want to do. You want to go over to Williamstead. Even if you're not staying in these suites, you should absolutely get a cab and go down to Williamstead and discover that beautiful town. Now, this is the gem of the Caribbean. It's called Barbados. And what's unique about Sandals in Barbados is that they're right next to each other. You remember how I tell you that you can stay at one and play at the others? Well, most of the other ones, you have to drive, right? It's 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it is to drive from one to the other. Well, this resort, Sandals Barbados, is right next to Sandals Royal Barbados. Sandals Barbados is more our traditional hideaway, right? While Sandals Royal Barbados is certainly not a hideaway. No, you have your pool top, your building top pool there where it's on the top of the building. There's a sauna there. There's a pool there. There's a great cocktail bar there where at 6:30 they make a beautiful smoke. It's what's it called? What's that drink called? Old fashioned, right? So you're getting your smoke old fashioned there on the top of the building, or you can go bowling, or there's if you just love your beer, you can have your beer from the World Beer Bar where they ship in beers from all over the world on a regular basis to make sure that you stay hydrated. Look at that. But it is picture to the left, which is Sandals Royal Barbados, where you have your sky pool or your infinity pool to the right. That beach is golden sand. I've never seen anything like that. In Jamaica, we don't have golden sand. It's more white sand, right? But there in Barbados, it's golden sand. Now, talk about beach. Oh boy, beaches is the same sensibility, the same all-inclusivities, the same luxury, upscale living as Sandals. But with beaches, you can invite the kids, they're welcomed. You can invite the extended families. You do whatever you want to do. Just put together a bunch of people and bring them. No problem at all. So this is beaches. It's a Caribbean playground. We have made accommodation for multi-generational families. So whether you want to travel with two kids, two adults, no problem. You can do that. Or you might say, nope, you know what? I'm going to bring grandma, grandpa, my brothers and sisters and their kids. Yes, you can put them in a suite that will hold that configuration. No problem at all. Get them all together. There's a butler suite served by a butler. Some even have a private chef to come in and prepare, orders and things like that, right? So look at the number one all-inclusive in the world for the last, how many years? 13, 14 years? This is called Beaches, Turks, and Caicos. It is massive. It is on the best beach in the world for 14 years. Best beach out of the Caribbean, that is. But, if it's out of the Caribbean, it's probably in the world, right? So, best beach in the Caribbean is Grace Bay. It is 12 miles of beauty. But then once you're looking at the resort from the deep blue top roofs all the way to the back, you see the French village way down there. Then you see the Caribbean and the seaside village way on the other side on the beach. And then in that patch that you see there, we are now building the Treasure Beach Resort, which is, again, it's a part of Beaches, Turks and Caicos, but it's a completely new part of the resort. Treasure Beach is 100 extra rooms. Did you know that that extra 100 room will cost us $100 million to build, meaning each room valued of $1 million. Can you imagine that? That's how cool the planning is in terms of what we're going to do for your clients when they go there. What you're looking at there, the picture to the left, is your Key West village, right? And then, of course, in Jamaica, we have Beaches Negril. Now, I told you that if you bring families of 8, we can accommodate them. That picture that you're looking at there is of our Fire Sky Reserve. It's a vertical type villa. So on the bottom floor, we have a bedroom, master bedroom there, one master bedroom for, I like to say, for grandma and granddad, because you don't want them to be climbing the stairs all the time. Then one floor up is your living room with your bunk beds for the kids. And then another floor up is a second master for mom and dad. This one comes with the butler. It's called Fire Sky Reserve, and it's on the left side of the resort as you look at it from, no, right side if you are looking on the beach. If you're looking out into the ocean, it's on the right side. Fire Sky Reserve. Look at that. Do you know that beaches, they all come with their water parks, They all come with the kids center. So if you have parents who have autistic kids, they have kids on the spectrum, kids with autism, boy, you want to send them to Sandals. You want to send them to beaches. Why? Because that's the only time they're going to get a break. We have trained, including myself, I'm a trained autism specialist, but those on resorts, those team members, are especially trained, and that's the only place that you can literally take a break, have the team there in the kids center, spend time, quality time. They're actually called a beach nanny, where they can do one-on-one with these kids, give you a break till you get some rest, right? Yeah, man. This is beaches and a grill. Look at the Far Sky Reserve. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, man. Well designed. Well designed. Right? We're gonna skip over this one because we closed that resort. So we're gonna skip over this one, and then or we're closing that resort next month. Actually, this month, May. End of this month. So beach baby moon packages, there's all these reasons to send your clients to beaches and to Sandals, right? From baby moon package, actually this month, if you have teachers or health professionals such as doctors or nurses in your audience, tell them that Sandals, between now and I'll pull it up in a minute, but Sandals has a deal that they can get a discount of 10% on the, the rates, and it is combinable with other rates. Actually, this one just came out today, so I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But I will show you before I get off. But baby moon package, that's a deal, right? Um, anniversary packages, right? This one here, anniversary package. So if your client is thinking about going down to Sandals or beaches on their anniversary, if they stay 7 nights, we'll give them 1 night free, right? That is a great promo. Here's another good one that I really, really, really like. So this one is called FOMO, Fear of Missing Ochi. It's for one resort, Sandals Ochi in Jamaica. But if you take a 4N1 or a 2N1, what's that? You ask? Well, a 4N1 is 4 villas in the hills. Remember, I said Ocho Rios has 2 sides. There's the Riviera side, and then there's the hillside, the manor side on the hill. If you take one of those villas up in the hill, it comes with a private pool, like you see in that picture. Then it's 4 villas on top of each other, right? Well, you can take that whole thing, 4 villas, some actually have 2, so 2 with a private pool or 4 with a private pool, comes with a butler. But then for this package, FOMO, it comes with $350 experience credit. In-room welcome package includes your personalized tumbler, a VIP beach day. Yeah, man, your butler is gonna arrange a VIP beach day for you with music and games and rum tasting experiences. Then you're gonna chill at your poolside cabana, my favorite. And then on your final night, I hope you use it on your final night. That's when I would use it. You're going to have a going away party where a chef will come and prepare some of Jamaica's favorite little cuisines for you so that you can have a nice going away before you dress up. And maybe you want to go down to La Gourmande, the French restaurant. Oh, and then, of course, you have to go to the Rabbit Hole, which is the Caribbean's first speakeasy there at Sandals Ochi. Yeah, man, this is a good one. Guys, great place to go if you love golf. Even if you're not a golfer and you're inviting the ladies, and there's 8 ladies and they're like, you know what, we've never played golf before, but we wanna go. We wanna go do it. Golf is included. As a matter of fact, if they go on a Tuesday morning, there is free lessons. So they'll have one of the best golfers on the island teach them how to play golf, and it is included, right? Me, man, I would arrange for all the guys to be dressed up in their coolest golf outfits. Who cares if they can't play golf? Doesn't matter. Go play, go practice, right? That is called FOMO. There's always a Jamaica sale. Actually, there's on one now. It's not called Jamaica sale, actually. But it's similar. It gives you up to $1,000 off. And that is my end of my presentation. Before I jump into question and answers, what I want to do is to tell you about um, the current promo that includes teachers and nurses. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I want to read the details for you because this one is a good one. Let me see. Just came out today. So hot off the press. This one is for teachers and yeah, here we go, where it is. For teachers and medical professionals such as nurses. Let's find it for you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so 10% off discounted extend it's 10% off discount extended for teachers and medical staff. All Sandals resorts. Um, it starts running May the 5th to May the 18th. So you really have a very short window. But you can book travel all the way to the end of the year, the 31st of December, minimum 3 nights. How cool is that? 10% off. You should be offering that to all your clients. All right. Let's open up the floor. If you have any questions for me, guys, I worked at TripAdvisor prior, so I truly know my marketing. If you are a small business owner, this is your opportunity to tell me what you're working on, tell me what are the pitfalls that you're facing, and ask my opinion in terms of your marketing. I want to see you double your business. That's truly what I want to see. I want to see you constantly are doubling your business and you're growing and you're extending yourself and make sure that you're making real money from all the efforts that you're putting in. So if you have any questions, please jump on. Let me look. Oh, there's Tonice. She said hello. And Tomiko said hello. Yes, it starts at 0. Yes, Tyra, you're right. 1 day old. And I've seen it. I've seen parents with their little teeny weeny baby. They go, have a great day. They're gone, included. Contact. Here's my email. And here's my phone number.
What's the best place to have a wedding with Sandals?
Oh, good question. Okay. So here's my contact. All right. So remember, you got to go through that whole near or far thing. You got to go through that hideaway, getaway thing. Because here's the thing. If they're young and they're energetic and they want to have a party all day, all night, you're going to send them to a getaway. So here are the getaways. You ready? Write them down. I'll literally name them for you. All right. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to have a fantastic time at all resorts. But these resorts, you get there, the first thing you'll notice is that the landscaping is not as lush. The building stands out. While you get to a hideaway, whew, it's just so chilled and calm. You just feel like you want to go sit by the beach and sleep, right? All right. Getaway for weddings. Number 1, let's talk about Jamaica. A great place to get married in Jamaica is Sandals Montego Bay. It's just quick, it's easy, your guests fly in, they are 7 minutes away from the airport, they're young, so they're going to have a fantastic time. It's just full of vibes. And there's an overwater chapel. To get the over-the-water chapel, by the way, weddings are reasonable price. Did you know, by the way, that you can get married at a Sandals resort for 35 rooms? That's 70 people, 70 people. Get this, $7,600 total. Not kidding. You heard me right. 35 rooms, which is 70 people, double occupancy, 7,600. And there's a list of things that you get. And at the bottom of it, it says 2-hour DJ. If you're going to get 2-hour DJ, we're going to feed you and we're going to give you a drink and a party and you're going to have a wonderful wedding. All right. That is why destination weddings are a must consider in today's age, today's times. So I would recommend Montego Bay. I'd recommend Ochi again. That one has an overwater chapel. I'd recommend South Coast, another one with an over-the-water chapel. I'd recommend, as you heard, Sandals Grand St. Lucian for sure. Then I'd recommend Sandals St. Vincent, also has an over-the-water chapel. Oh, here is a cool one. This is what I just discovered. I literally just discovered this a month ago. So if you're getting married at Sandals Royal Bahamian, and you make arrangements prior and you're in touch with the team and you say, I want to get married on the private island, guess what? No additional charge. Oh, by the way, the wedding normally occur after 5 o'clock. 4:30 is when everyone from the island comes back to the mainland. So at 5 o'clock, ain't nobody on that island. So you are getting married on a private island with you and your party and the team from Sandals. Yikes, no additional cost. So that is a good tip for you there. So just look for the ones with the over the water bungalows, over the water chapels, and then I would go with the vibe. I truly would. I would go with the vibe. Another thing I would also think about doing is like, for example, Negril has Sandals and beaches close by. So if the families with kids can stay at beaches, and then families without, kids, just adults only, they can stay at Sandals.
And then there's a shuttle that'll take them back and forth, right?
So shuttles will take you from one Sandals to another Sandals. But if you're leaving from beaches to Sandals, you have to get your own transportation. But it's not very far. It's literally down the beach, 5 minutes away.
Thank you. This was good. Let's see, anything else? Agents, now's your time to ask all of the questions. Let's see. Can we run over the 777 for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Two things. Make sure that you know your benefits, right, with Sandals. One, every time